Have you ever had a war with yourself? Like, you know there's something you should do and then you don't do it, even though you know it's better for you? I call that being at a war with yourself. And I think every one of us has it, whether it's about how much food you eat, trying to lose weight, or trying to be healthy, or trying to drink less, or whatever the thing is, clean your house, whatever. We all have this thing where we're warring, kind of battling with ourselves. And usually the thing that we want to do, we end up not doing. So a few weeks ago, because something like mysteriously happens and then all of a sudden you're not doing it, right? So a few weeks ago, about a month or so ago, I ran into a situation where I was with my fiance and he was looking at some property. We were looking at some property that we probably would want to live in Georgia or something like that. And he had been looking at property. So we went up there on a day, just on a lark. It was on a Saturday morning and he was mentioning that. And I said, hey, let's just go. So we did go. And he saw this, he was looking at land. So the first land was really, it was like not great because it was lots of trees on it because it's land. He's going to build a house on it. So it had lots of trees and all kinds of stuff. And it was down like on the lake because the thing was to buy property on the lake that was affordable. So we went down and it was like overlooking the lake, but there was lots of trees and it was high up over the lake. And so we walked down and he was walking down, he's adventurous. So he's like walking among the trees on the property. And I started with him and I was unstable. And I was like, I think I want to walk with the realtor. So I'm not going to walk. So he looked behind and I wasn't there. And he's like, where are you? So he was like, well, that's a fine partner. She's like not here in the woods with me as we go, hill and dale over trying to look at this property over. So anyway, we go down and I go with the realtor to do that. And so we all end up getting together. And then when we start to go back, ascend up this hill, and I just ordered, I wear a lot of black on my eye. I shouldn't, but because it's out of date, but I do. That's me. This is what I like to wear. And I ran out of eyeliner and it's coming out. I actually ordered it on TikTok. So it should be here any day. But in the meantime, I'm making do with putting this like this on my eye. So anyway, long story short was we were going back up the hill and they were just walking up the hill and I couldn't keep up with them. And I was like, and I was stopping and they Greg looked back and I was way behind them. And they weren't young. They were in their 50s or 60s. And so I thought I was in good shape. I go to Pilates every day. This can't be. How could this be that I'm not in shape? So then I kind of reflected over everything because I go to Pilates every day. So I realized that I did cardio. I wasn't doing cardio. And so going to Pilates is good, but, I'm still putting stuff on my eyes. Okay. So it's good, but I really need, especially at my age, to have cardio, get my heart pumping and all of that. So then I vowed that I was going to start walking every morning. And I think I walked almost a month. And I'd get up in the morning before Pilates. I'm telling you, I felt so great. I felt so powerful that I was getting up in the morning and I was doing this cardio in the morning. And then I also turned on my bike because I have a Nordic track bike, which is like $1,200 or what it's in my room that, I wasn't using. And then I would come back and I'd ride my bike for 10 minutes or so, then go to Pilates. I was feeling wonderful. My energy level was fine. My mind, when you do things that you really need to do or want to do for yourself, you feel great. Your mind, you feel like I can do anything. I can do anything. Look at me. I am doing this. I'm not only going to Pilates every day, I'm getting up in the morning, I'm going for a walk, I'm walking a little over a mile, and then I come back and I ride my Nordic track bike for at least 10 minutes, and sometimes I actually rode it for 30 minutes. Then I go to Pilates class. Can you imagine how much energy this 76-year-old woman had? I was doing great. I was so excited. So then, this is what I'm talking about. All of us. You're on track. It's going well. You're really proud of yourself. And then something happens to throw you off track. So what happened for me was I was going for this walk, feeling great about myself. And then one morning, I kind of started off on the wrong track because I was late. I felt like, I'm late. I'm going for my walk. I'm not going to go as far as I want to go, as fast as I want to go. And, the whole thing. So I got back to my house, and I thought, oh, I started off late. I should go this extra, whatever. Just be, was having unreasonable expectations. So then I rushed, not looking where I was going. And there's this thing I need to call the city, because I've seen 2 people stumble on it that aren't in their 70s. One was a 40-year-old guy. He was walking his dog in front of my house, and he waved at me, and he fell down. Same place that I fell down. And then another time I was sitting at my kitchen table, and I saw a woman, and she was walking, and she stumbled, and she was like maybe in her 30s. So it's just the sidewalk kind of raised up a little bit, so it needs to really be fixed, or something, they need to do something to it so people can not fall on it. Anyway, on that particular day, I said, okay, I'm going to really do what I need to do. I'm going to do this extra little walk. I can walk down there, and it wasn't even that far. I can walk down there and walk back, and then I'll get my walk in, my whole walk in. So I'm rushing, and I'm running, that stumbled, and I could feel myself going down, and I had no control as I was going down. It was in slow motion. I was like going down, and I knew that the way I was going down, I was going to fall flat on my face and like have a concussion or something. But there's like, how they have those electrical boxes, and it was like electrical box like on the corner of my yard. And I said, oh, if I could make it to the box and kind of go on the box, I won't go down on my face. So I kind of angled my body as I was going down to go towards this electrical box. Well, I slammed into the electrical box, which was really hurt my ribs. I guess it was better my ribs than my face and concussion. I don't know. And then on top of that, I bounced off the electrical box and then onto the sidewalk. So I did fall on the sidewalk, and had my knee, hit my knee, and I had scars on my knees, and my ribs were, just, I didn't know if I'd broken my ribs or what. I was trying to debate to see whether I should go to Mayo or whatever to get them to X-ray to see if I had broken my ribs. So anyway, long story short, it spooked me. So number one, now it took me about a month before, like I felt like I was okay. And it was a month. And then I was saying, okay, all right. My leg was really, really swollen. I could hardly. And me, did you know that I fell, hurt myself mortally, and still got in my car and went to Pilates? I was sitting on the sidewalk, my neighbor across the street, because she never saw me fall. Nobody. And she came over, are you okay? I said, yeah, I just fell and blah, 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 blah. And I was running late. Oh, and I got to go to Pilates class. She said, you're going to Pilates class? And I did. I went to Pilates class. And my leg was hurting and my ribs were hurting. But the next day was the crazy part, is I went the next day. My leg swole up like this big. My knee is this big. I'm limping, and the teacher didn't want me to take the class. Like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, and my ribs were hurting. I didn't know if my ribs were broken, and I was trying to wait to see before I went to ER, because I live close to Mayo.